Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday, October the 19th, 2021, and the time is now 6 o'clock. I'd like to welcome you to our Macon-Bibb County Regular Commission meeting tonight and call this meeting to order. Tonight we will have our prayer led by Commissioner Raymond Wilder, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will please stand and bow your heads.
Lord, we just thank you for today. We just thank you for this opportunity to be here to discuss county business. Dear Lord, we ask you for safety for anyone traveling here or traveling away tonight. We ask you, Lord, for guidance in all that we do. And we ask you, Lord, to help us remember you in all that we do and praise you in all that we do. We just thank you for your safety. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I don't know if we have any announcements tonight. I see none present. We do have the approval of the minutes. At this time, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from September 7th, 2021 at our regular commission meeting. I got a motion to approve? Got a motion by Pro Tem Clark, a second by Commissioner Wynn. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. We're going to move on to presentations. We have a presentation of proclamation for Retired Educators Day. I see many of our retired educators here today, and we have our very own on the commission, and I would ask her at this time to come forward and do the proclamation for Retired Educators Day. Commissioner Lucas.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like at this time, on behalf of the mayor and the other 9 elected commissioners, to ask our retired educators to come to the front. Right up here. Kind of slow moving, you understand. They are educators and retired. Is that everybody? Okay. One of the best periods in my personal life story was the 18 years that I spent as an elementary teacher at Springdale and Hunt Magnet, and then another 12 years as an elementary and high school counselor in Bibb County. And then I didn't have enough. After retirement, I did another 8 years as an employee of the Macon-Bibb Board of Education. So education, I think, is all of our lives. And so, and I don't regret, not one day, well, maybe one day, but I don't regret the days spent with our children and with many of you. It's my honor to read and present this proclamation from the Office of the Mayor, Macon-Bibb County, Georgia. And it reads, whereas the governor of the state of Georgia has proclaimed the day of Sunday, November 7th, 2021 as Retired Educators Day in Georgia. And whereas there are more than 135,000 retired educators in Georgia, 31,000 plus of whom are members of the Georgia Retired Educators Association. And whereas The retired educators of Georgia donate thousands of hours of volunteer service and make invaluable contributions to the welfare of their respective communities across the state. And whereas it is appropriate that a day be designated for citizens to express their appreciation for the contributions that retired educators have made and continue to make for the betterment of human lives and for society. And whereas local churches will recognize those lasting contributions made by retired educators in this community, and now therefore the mayor, the Honorable Lester M. Miller, does hereby proclaim November 7th, 2021 as Retired Educators Day in Macon-Bibb County, and he urges all citizens to observe this day in an appropriate manner, honoring all of you retired educators. In witness whereof, he has hereunto set his hand and caused the seal of Macon-Bibb's consolidated government to be affixed. It's my distinct honor as one of you, a retired educator, to present this on behalf of the mayor, and he's going to come down and make the official presentation.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let her take her.
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. All right.
Yeah, we old. We might be a little old, but we're still vibrant. We'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the Macon-Bibb County Commission, and especially to our mayor and our profound retiree, Elaine Lucas, for this wonderful presentation proclamation. We work very hard to make sure that our education system is going well in Bibb County with our volunteer hours, our contributions to the schools, our financial contributions and scholarships. We do a lot for the children in Bibb County still, even after retirement. So we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for this presentation of the proclamation, and we'll continue to work for the children of Bibb County. We're educators for life.
Thank you for those wonderful words, and thank you for all that you've done for children in Macon-Bibb County, including my own personal children and myself. So at this time, we may have another presentation. Ms. Reese Stevens, we have folks here tonight? Okay, thank you. We have another proclamation tonight presented by Sharice Stevens. It's a presentation of proclamation from Making Periods Easier. And members of that group, if you don't mind coming forward.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Whereas Making Period Easier is an organization made up of 9 women and dozens of volunteers working to eliminate period poverty in Macon-Bibb County through donations, educational events, community activism, and normalizing the conversation about menstruations. And whereas period poverty is defined as people not having access to menstrual supplies, adequate bathroom facilities, education, and other needs related to menstruation. And whereas the poverty rate in Macon-Bibb County is around 26.7%, more than double the national average, and 11 points higher than the state of Georgia. And whereas the people in poverty often miss school, work, and other important moments in life due to menstruation and related issues. And whereas we believe natural bodily function should not prevent anyone from receiving their education, going to work, or going about their daily lives with dignity and support. And whereas making Period Easier is working hand in hand with other organizations, including the school system, health department, and community groups and individuals to combat this issue head on. Now, therefore, I, Lester M. Miller, do hereby proclaim October 2021 as Period Poverty Awareness Month in Macon-Bibb County, and encourage all citizens to commend Making Period Easier for their accomplishments and support to this vital quality of life and basic human right mission in Macon-Bibb County. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set unto my hand and cause the seal of the consolidated government to be affixed this first day of October 2021 for Period Poverty Awareness Month.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right. One. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
You can take that with you.
Thank you guys so much for bringing more attention to period poverty in our county, which is something that is very near and dear to all of our hearts that are on the board. We spend a lot of time volunteering by collecting donations, delivering them to schools, working with places like Brookdale, working with Daybreak and other nonprofits throughout our community. And we just want to continue normalizing the conversation about periods, as well as providing menstrual products and breaking down barriers for our students and other community members. So thank you so much.
Thank you for everything that you do, and I appreciate you being here tonight and appreciate all the effort that you put behind this. Commissioner Lucas, you have some additional comments you'd like to make?
Pedestrian Safety Review Board met this morning, and we want you to know that this month has been designated by the mayor as Bibb County Pedestrian Safety Review Board. And we want to just say to you what a pleasure it is to serve you, and we are making steady progress. For the first time, I can't ever recall pedestrian safety being a part of a mayor's budget message, a priority in a mayor's budget message, as it was with this mayor. During this month, there are a number of activities that will be going on. Sharice Stevens is a part of it and has created a number of these items that we will be distributing, but I thought the educators would be especially pleased to see that we received a grant. I believe this is the third year from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety to carry out the projects of safety, pedestrian safety. And so This is one of the shirts that we're going to be handing out to our children. It says, "I am a safe kid." And then on the back of it, it's not on there yet, but we're going to have 3 short sayings, 3 short things that highlight how these children are safe kids. And we hope that having these out in the community, and this is just a really, really hot color. I know my grandson loves this color. And then this color. Dr. Ficklin insisted on this bright color. He says that kids love it too, and I think they do. But it's highly visible, and it says, "I am a safe kid." And so we want to start with the education of our young people and carry forward to even stickers, reflectorized stickers on the wheelchairs of our senior citizens to emphasize or to spotlight them. One other thing that we have is this flashing wristband, armband. You can put it wherever you want to put it, wherever is convenient. But this will allow walkers and bikers and others to be seen when it's dark. And hopefully with these things, we can carry forward our mission to continue to save people from death on our roadways. So I wanted to mention that, and then thank all of the members of the Pedestrian Safety Review Board, and thank the mayor for your support in putting this in the budget and approving monies for street lights and sidewalks in many of our areas where there are none. Many of them are near schools. So we just wanted to make that announcement and have you to take part in all of the activities which have included the warming center, going to the warming center, having a kickoff at Spring Street at Riverside, where there are so many people who walk along that dangerous section in there. Those are some of the kinds of things, but look for us in the community, and if you want to volunteer with the Pedestrian Safety Review Board, then you're welcome to work with us. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas, and thank you and everyone of that group for what you do. Sometimes we do often forget that we've also a lot of good folks here in Macon-Bibb County for things that may be unavoidable, for things that we can certainly take the initiative to save lives. So we know we can do that, and I appreciate everyone's effort and the constant meetings that y'all have to get something done. Tonight we have several items on the agenda. We have public comments on the agenda items in just 1 second. Those of you that had the proclamations early, feel free to go ahead this time if you like to depart. We'd love to have you stay, but we understand that you have other commitments, so feel free to go ahead and leave at this time. We've got 2 people that want to speak on public agenda items tonight. We have an item of new business tonight to bring to you, an item of old business tonight, and then we'll have our consent agenda. We do have the need for executive session tonight. That shouldn't take too long, and we'll come back and have at least 1 vote out of executive session. So I'll give them just a few seconds to go out. Go ahead. We've got 2 folks that signed up to speak tonight. Our first speaker tonight is George Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad would like to speak in regards to COVID fund expenditures. This time I call him forward. Okay. At this time, we'll call on the Honorable C. Jack Ellis, former mayor of Macon-Bibb County. And Mr. Ellis would like to speak regarding the Brookdale Resource Center upgrades. Thank you again for being here, Mayor Ellis. As you know, the rule is you'll get 5 minutes to speak, and your time will begin as soon as you start talking.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm on the clock, as they say during the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. It's with great hesitation that I come and say what I am going to say here this evening. But Dr. King reminded us in one of his speeches, matter of fact, several of his speeches, that silence is an act of betrayal. And he further stated that one lives began to end the day that we become silent about things that matter. I think I'm of the opinion that you should be as passionate about things after you leave office as you were about those passionate about those things before you took office and while you're in office. And I stand here today with an informed opinion. I'm no Johnny-come-lately to housing and crime. I ran on a platform in 1999 of eliminating substandard houses. Now we call them blight. And dealing with the homeless. We knocked down approximately 2,000 houses. You can fact check this. And we built approximately 1,000 houses, starting with Oglethorpe Homes. That was 293 substandard houses in one fell swoop. Go to Baltic Park, Prince and Nelsbaum, and I can go on and on. Hanson Street off of South Macon. We built houses, we just didn't tear them down. And I commend you for tearing houses down, but we got to build some. And we use minority participation in most of them. I understand that some people want to question my involvement in minority participation, but the record is clear. I'm no Johnny-come-lately when it comes to homelessness. As a matter of fact, I took the former administration to task when they kicked people out of the park and wouldn't find a place to house them. And I recommended the old Virgil Power School, and I was told that it cost too much, and it was about $250,000 to get it ready. I was told that was too much, and now we're trying to sell it. My point, Mr. Mayor, is this. We have a lot of money coming to this town, and it's coming to the town that we're using to deal with COVID. It's coming to this town on the backs of poor black people. I say that with an informed opinion. Just this morning, it was reported on public radio that 6 out of every 10 people who have died in the state of Georgia were black. And Macon is no different. So the money has come based on how it has impacted certain communities. There's also a study out this morning that says black people own homes 33% less home ownership in the state of Georgia than Caucasian people. So it's clear that we have a problem here. But my problem is about the warming center. We are taking a lot of money, and I'm all for the homeless. Like I said, I've been advocating for them. But we're taking money, putting it in a building that was not suitable for people. It was suitable for a classroom, for classes. And we're trying to retrofit it now using a lot of money. While we are evicting people, we want to house them in a facility that was ill-equipped, but now we have people being evicted, and we're not using one penny of the COVID money to keep them in their homes in the first place.
1 minute.
And that's why I come today, to speak against putting money into a facility that's not suited for that, for home, especially for families and children. It is not suitable. So I suggest that we use some of this money to keep people in their homes in the first place, to keep them from being evicted. And that's what I speak here tonight, Mr. Mayor. And like I said, I will end this by what President Lincoln said. I come today with malice to none, but love for all. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. We have no other speakers on public items tonight. We do have an item of new business. That item of new business comes to you regarding the warming center, and we'll read that as follows. Item A is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with Leader Furniture LLC to purchase of bedding equipment for the Brookdale Resource Center in an amount of $74,600 to be paid for from Economic and Community Development Emergency Solutions Grant, ECD Brookdale Shelter, Machinery and Equipment. Would anyone like to make a motion to accept? Mayor Pro Tem, there's your motion. Can I get a second? Second from Commissioner Wilder. Any discussion in regarding these items?
I'd just like to be added as a sponsor.
Commissioner Clark, Pro Tem Clark, like to be added as a sponsor. We have the attorney here today regarding that as well, if anyone has any questions for her. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and move on to a vote. We do have a motion and second. Here, no discussion. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you very much. We have one item of old business. That is a floor amendment. And I will ask our attorney to come forward on this item. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Everbridge. This is regarding our EMA, Macon-Bibb County Alert System, amount of $51,516.14 for administration of EMA Alert System to be paid from the General Fund, Emergency Management Agency Budget, Repairs and Maintenance, Software License Line item. We previously passed this at commission. There is a needed amendment concerning, I think, pricing on this, and I'll have her to explain that, and then we'll move forward with the vote.
Good evening, Commissioners. Mayor Miller. This floor amendment comes before you after discussions between our EMA Director, Mr. Spencer Hawkins, and the Everbridge Corporation, going back and forth discussing pricing of how they are working on their new credit system. After discussion with Everbridge, Mr. Hawkins and that company came to a new agreement where they've lowered their price down to $48,486. So that is a decrease of roughly $2,200.
Thank you. So we've got Spencer Hawkins, our director. I went back to them as far as negotiating some terms and conditions of that, and after those terms and conditions, he was satisfied that this is the best option for us. Saves about $2,200, so we wanted to bring that for you for an amendment tonight. So this time I'd entertain a motion to accept the amended version of that. Commissioner Wynn, is this your motion? Can I get a second? Commissioner Howell, any questions for our attorney regarding that item? Seeing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. I would like to remind everyone, and I apologize, Commissioner Bronson is on the telephone with us tonight. He is on the phone. He's present with us because of his military participation. He is unable to be here tonight, but he's participating by telephone. Commissioner Bronson, can you hear us okay? I apologize. He's been here the whole time. I want to make sure that everybody was aware of that. So thank you for your vote as well, sir, and that completes our old business. Thank you. We do have several items on the consent agenda that we previously went through, was published on our site, as well as heard on live television, our Facebook stream last Tuesday. These items passed unanimously from all commissioners and those proposed by commissioners as well as mayors. That is items A through items MM, including several appointments. As my motion to approve, can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Wilder. Any discussion regarding any of those items? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the items, please say aye. That's aye. Everybody, any opposed, nay. That motion carries. As mentioned earlier, we do have a need to go in executive session. I do expect to come out of there with at least a possible vote after that. So at this time, we have a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of consideration of a record made exempt from public inspection or disclosure pursuant to Open Records Act, where consideration could not reasonably occur without disclosure of exempt materials in an open meeting, discussion of consultation with the county attorney or other legal counsel to discuss pending or potential litigation, settlement, claims, administrative procedures, and all other judicial actions brought or may be brought against Macon-Bibb County. As my motion, can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Wilder. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of going into executive session, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. We're now in executive session. This time I entertain a motion to come out of executive session. Got a motion by Commissioner Wilder, second by Commissioner Lucas. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you. Out of executive session. At this time, we have one item to consider out of executive session, and that is item 13A. 13A reads as follows. This is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Ryland Environmental, Inc. for the collection of household garbage, recycling, yard debris, and bulk debris throughout Macon-Bibb County for a term of up to 7 years, payable from the solid waste budget, residential solid waste and recycling collection service line item, and for all lawful purposes allowed. That is my motion. Can I get a second? Got a second by everyone on commission. Any particular discussion? Hearing no discussion, I would like to say that tomorrow afternoon we'll be providing an update to the community regarding the garbage and recycling services for Macon-Bibb County for the very near future. We'll have that on our Facebook Live as well as a press conference tomorrow with all the information. So we do have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of this motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. This motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. We do have three folks that would like to speak on non-agenda items. I think Mr. Muhammad is here now that had a conversation on the initial public comment section, so I'll ask Mr. George Muhammad to come forward. Mr. Muhammad would like to speak in regards to COVID fund expenditures. Mr. Muhammad. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad, for being here tonight. You have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you. Peace and blessings. And what I brought was the text to an email that I sent maybe a couple of months ago or longer. I'm not sure if commissioners got it. I'm not sure if you got it, but actually I sent it to your email. And it's regarding the American Rescue Fund. I emailed it a few months ago, and I was hoping that you would consider it carefully. One of the biggest things is town hall meetings. That's something that I see that's missing, and getting input from people. I did see, with the MVP, we had extensive town hall meetings, and of course they were very passionate because people have a lot to say. And they were very much intense meetings, but there are a lot of issues, and I think every issue, the people need to have a chance to have input, ask questions, and the leadership needs to give information out. We had at the top $177 million between the county and the Macon-Bibb County and the school district of money that's very unusual to come to this community. We've never seen it in our lifetimes, and the money basically is unrestricted. It has a lot of flexibility, and it's targeted toward people who are most adversely affected by the pandemic. And of course, with the flexibility, it can be used to rectify a lot of the problems that we have long-term really here in Macon, particularly poverty. And so what I have been suggesting is that the commissioners go out to their constituents and do town hall meetings, and from the various neighborhoods across the city, gather information, and even between them, this item as I get down here, residents and stakeholders in every area should be convened, surveyed, queried for their input on the needs of their area, and estimates created of reasonable costs. This process should be conducted by Bibb County Commissioners and Board of Education Commissioners, or if needed, Neighborhood Watch, neighborhood associations, and community activist groups in neighborhood town hall meetings as soon as possible. Now, the sheet that I gave you, it has these figures that are referencing as if we had a lot more money left to spend than we do. currently, I know you only probably, the second half, you've gotten your first 30-something million, and you have another 30-something million coming. And the same thing with the school district. They've allocated 67 million. They've received that. I don't think they received the remaining about 33 million or so. But with that, the remaining part, you still have a lot to work with. And some of the real issues in our neighborhoods, one of the things, of course, I'm mentioning here a lot of measurements for allocation, a lot of topics that can be addressed, such as poverty, crime, deadly violence, blighted structures, dropout rate, quality, food availability, resident health challenges, access to health care, percentage of health insured, unemployment levels, environmental hazards, resident education levels. All of these things can be considered. And as you're having the meetings, and then put a SWOT analysis together, each neighborhood. These are the things that we really need. And there's certain neighborhoods that are really in crisis, like Unionville, some of the areas of Unionville, Pleasant Hill, Fort Hill, and some others that I've listed, of course, Houston Avenue, Livermore Estates. But if you notice at the top, all of the neighborhoods of Bibb County is, I listed a good number of them. Said I got 1 minute left?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for letting me know. So everybody needs to be considered, but we have some crisis areas. So what I'm just recommending is that we put together some actual plans that touch the people. You have some good things already, but some actual plans that really touch the people, and you get in touch in a detailed way with the issues they need, and looking at creating neighborhood pride, doing things to beautify the community, using street people who are in the neighborhoods to actually engage the people who are in the most destructive behaviors, really getting folk who really in the neighborhood and know those people, and also having money to pay people to employ them to fix their neighborhoods. I mean, an extensive program, and I'll be willing to volunteer to help work with others and line that out and make it happen. But I just hate for us to see, just closing on this, I hate for us to get to 2024, and when the money is due, and Macon still looking the same as it was before we got this windfall. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Our next item tonight is speaker, Mr. Arthur Redding. Mr. Redding. We have a Mr. Gregory Turner. Mr. Turner would like to speak on garbage pickup, recycling, trash, and blight. Thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Turner. You will have 5 minutes when you begin speaking. We appreciate you being here.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, I come this evening, to ask about the garbage and the recycling. And I heard you say after you come out of the executive session that there are plans in play to make things happen. I also have a problem with the $100 million that you're spending on an amphitheater. I think that the city of Macon could do better by spending that money elsewhere. There are so many other things that this city needs besides an amphitheater. And I know you got your thing going on with it, but here's my point. You could use some of that money to furnish garbage collection like the city of Macon used to do. We never had the problems that we're having now, picking up garbage and rubbish and dumping, until we contracted the work out. So what I'm saying is that we should go back. Sometimes the old ways are better. These people are just getting money. They can't hire truck drivers because truck drivers don't want to work for $10 an hour. They don't want to use their CDL for $10 an hour. So consequently, they don't have drivers. So then they can't pick up the garbage. And there are streets in my area, Greenbrier and Azalea Park, where the garbage sometimes goes 2 weeks without being picked up, and the recycling hasn't been picked up yet. And then the lady at the recycling office calls. When I called her, she tells me, well, just take it over to the fire department. That's not my job. We pay for the work. We pay for the garbage to be picked up. And then you got elderly people who are trying to do this, take care of themselves and their homes, and by not putting garbage out on the streets, and yet we charge them for the work, but we don't get it. And so, Mr. Mayor, I'd like for you to think about the black people and the poor white people who don't get their trash picked up. There are a lot of white folk don't get their trash picked up, and they're not here tonight, but there are a lot of black folk don't either. And then there's some, like in my neighborhood, that's all mixed. So we need to look at the people themselves. We need to try to make sure that whatever we do it for the people, and do it like we're doing it for the Lord. And we're not doing that, Mr. Mayor. You ran on certain promises. You didn't say you were going to build a $100 million amphitheater. You said you were going to work on blight. You're going to work on crime. You're going to do things. You weren't going to build not one brick until you saw that this city has safety. That's not what you're doing, Mr. Mayor. I respect you. I respect you and I respect this council. But the work is not being done. And it's not just a black problem. It's a city-wide problem with all of our people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Just want to have one point of clarity. Macon-Bibb County is not spending $100 million on an amphitheater or the Macon Mall. That's private investment and donation. So don't worry about any $100 million being spent of your money, sir. The other thing is this commission has approved $40 million over the next 10 years for public safety to retain our officers. So I do believe we are addressing that problem. We certainly have our challenges here. I appreciate you being here tonight, particularly in good timing on the garbage pickup and recycling. I hope you'll be satisfied with the steps that we're taking tomorrow to listen to your concerns and address that issue tomorrow. So please stay tuned for that update. We have one other public comment that I'm aware of. The person could not be here tonight, but they sent their comment in, and I want to make sure that Mr. McNeil reads that comment. Mr. McNeil.
Yes, sir. This comment was submitted on our county website on the 14th by Miss Wendy Evans, who lives on Napier Avenue. And there are two sections on the form, one that says agenda items you wish to address and one that says general public comments. And it looks like there are some comments under each of those sections. So I'll just, under the agenda items you wish to address, she writes, when are these gambling machines going to be permanently removed from Macon-Bibb businesses? They're ruining families as much as drugs are. Have family members addicted to them? And then under the general comments section, she writes, please remove gambling machines from all Macon-Bibb businesses. They ruin families as much as drugs do. Mr. Mayor, that concludes the comment.
Thank you, Attorney McNeil. Yes, sir. Okay, I only saw one form there. Okay, go ahead and approach. Yeah, I was not aware that you signed up for both, but go ahead. You tell me the item that you want to speak on. This is a non-agenda item?
This is a non-agenda item today, but it's one that you have take action on. Here again, Mr. Mayor, I hesitate to not criticize, but even comment, even though when I was in office, people criticized me all the time, and that's just part of the program. It goes with the territory. You don't stop working, just put your head down, not in shame, put your head down and keep working. So I understand the criticism. But I come with an informed opinion again. I'm the only one in this room who supervised a police department for 8 years. I hired two chiefs of police, and I fired another one. And I fired one because he wouldn't get with my program as to my vision as to how this city was going to be policed. I have, of late, reached out to several professional law enforcement agencies and professional organizations of law enforcement agencies about these shot detection devices that we are spending $2 million of COVID money on, $2 million. Not one of them, NOBLE, the National Association of Black Law Enforcement Officials, the National Association of Chiefs of Police I've spoken, not one of them said that they would recommend spending this kind of money on a shot detection device. But we're spending it. And I'm saying, I'm not soft on crime. And I've felt the sting of black on black crime, if you will, of gun violence. My young brother was murdered in this town at the hands of another black man with a gun. So I've felt the sting so I understand what this thing is about. But this is not going to prevent gun violence, to know where a shot is coming from. So what if you know where it's coming from? By the time you get there, you think the person is going to stay there and wait for you to get arrested? I think it's a bad expenditure of money, and I think you ought to reconsider. $2 million, you know how many people we could keep in their homes with $2 million of COVID money? You know how many affordable houses we could build? How many children, how many after-school programs we could initiate and would have a more direct effect on crime than put in $2 million, and you can only put it in a 7-mile radius. We have a 254 square mile county. So how do you determine where it goes? Is this racial profiling? Is this, where do you put it? Based on what? So I just think here again, as Mr. Muhammad said, I think the community should have been involved in this more before we spend $2 million. That's not a small amount of money. $2 million to tell us where a shot is going to be fired from, Mr. Mayor. I think it's beyond the pale, and if I was sheriff, or if I was in charge of law enforcement, I would not have recommended this. And like I said, I wanted to speak to people who are still in this field every day, working in cities such as Cleveland, Ohio, Richmond, Virginia, and other cities that are similar to ours. They're larger, but yet the racial makeup is about the same, and they have some of the same problems with gun violence, and not one of them, and even a couple mayors I spoke to, not one of them said they would consider this a wise investment. So I ask with as much humility as I can that you reconsider this, and you all can reconsider this. That I think this is I think we're using this money like it's a piggy bank to spend $2 million on a shot detection device. Would it have prevented either one of the murders that we have had? Would it have prevented my brother from being murdered by knowing where the shot came? No, it would not have, and it's not going to prevent anyone from being murdered in this town by knowing where the shot was fired from. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis, for being here tonight, and always, I think I've enjoyed your conversation the last 4 times you spoke, and you continue to bring good thoughts. Regarding the shot spotter, that ship has sailed, in my opinion, but we'll see what the commission wants to do. We have any call for special privilege tonight? Commissioner Howell? Sorry. Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir. I just want to bring to everybody's attention that travels over the Seven Bridges area. We were notified this afternoon by the Georgia Department of Transportation. If you've been out that way lately, you know that we've switched over from one side and they're working on the other side of the traffic now. They're working on the north side lanes. But we were notified that those 4 lanes that you travel on now is fixing to be cut down to 2 lanes. I don't know for how long, but I just want to make everybody aware, if you travel that area, you might want to plan a different route or just be patient, because don't shoot the messenger, but they're working out there, and it'll be nice when they get through with it, but we got to deal with it. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Howell. Any other comments from commissioners? Mayor Pro Tem Clark?
I'd just like to remind everybody that early voting for the November referendum is underway. You can vote at the early voting locations, and the OLOST is on the ballot. It will be the largest tax cut in Macon-Bibb County history, and you can vote right now if you'd like to. Thank you.
Thank you, Pro Tem Clark. Any other commissioners? Seeing none, this meeting is hereby adjourned.